2010 스타크래프트2 대회와 박스 이정우 황제를 이긴 무패 저그가 간다. NesTea 인제너 박스 vs NesTea.
올라왔죠?
네, 일본내가 최대 뒤로 돌아서 해병 쪽으로 붙어야 돼요. 일본내가 해병 쪽으로 붙어야 돼요. 들어간 일본이 나가고 바리케이트를 잘 쳤어요. 약속을 지키는 남자 이정우.
임재덕이 앞바닥에서 올라오는 것이 저글링이 아니라
다음에 어떻게 한번 막을 수 있을 것 같긴 하거든요. 맹독충 해병한테 막았어요. 저그의 압승으로 보이는데요.
그렇죠. 올라가서 박기아
너무 됐습니다. 아니 지금 맹도는 일벌레로 막을 수 있는 규모를 넘어섰어요.
자, 본진 입성 올라가는 이정우 두 번째 지지를 받아냈어.
와, 병력이 너무 많아요. 공생충 일벌레 뮤탈리스크 저글링 맹독충 강제로 뚫을 수는 있는데
네.
그거를 건설 로봇이 나와서 막는 건데 뚫렸고요.
뚫렸습니다. 몰라요. 모릅니다. 자, 완성됐습니다.
이거 올인이에요. 이 땅구멍에서 맹독충으로 들이받고 쭉 들어가겠다 생각입니다. 그렇죠. 입구를 막아내면 올 수 있다는 걸 알고 있어요.
이제는 올라갑니다.
산개. 진짜 쏠립니다 이거.
올라가 1차, 2차, 3개.
공항연구소로 받아주는 건 좋았습니다만 수에서 지금 넘어갔거든요.
자, 올라갔습니다. 저글링 올라왔어요.
이제 되나요 이거?
좋습니다.
들어갑니다 맹독충. 아래 내려오는데
공성전차에 하나. 오른쪽 벙커
자, 이
올라갔고요.
공성전차 화력 지원이 은근히 굉장하죠 지금. 그렇습니다. 이거 맹독충이 잘 들이받고 있어요. 맹독충이 잘 들이받고 있어요.
올라가는데요.
결국 여기는 어떻게든 막혔고
올라옵니다. 올라오는 타이밍 정확하게 올라왔어요.
한개하고 있고요 미리.
한개하고 공성전차에
스피드업은 안 되는데 저글링 많아요. 저글링 많고
많아요.
해병 사지로 올렸어요. 사지로
맞습니다. 이 정도 맞죠. 맹독충
불꽃 때리면 안 돼요. 불꽃 때리면 안 돼요. 지금 해병 이거 막기 어렵습니다. 막기 어려워요. 자, 일단 건설로봇 힘으로 한 번은 버티고 있는데 입구가 열려있어서 곧 또 들어오거든요. 맹독충 여기가 잡아버리네. 이거 못 막아요. 끝났어요 이거는 이정은. 좋아요. 자, 두 선수 모두 일꾼 대전.
자, 1세트의 악몽입니다.
저글링 나올 시간을 벌었다는 거거든요. 해병이 달려있고
이제가
막아요.
이번에 나오는데
네, 이게 불났고 우승의 핵막은 표정 많이 바꾸는 최후의 교전.
6개의 해병이 6개.
정글링이 막았습니다. 들어갔어요.
저글링이 있다 이겁니다.
임재덕 우승 직전입니다 지금.
임재덕 우승에 한번 다가가고 있는 상황.
임재덕
선수 개인적으로도 그리고 오늘 결승전에 함께한 모든 팬들도 그리고 전세계 게임 팬들에게 길이 남을 역사의 한 페이지에
Greetings from Seoul, Korea, and welcome to the third season of the GSL. I am Tasteless, with me is Artosis. That was a pretty cool intro we just had.
Yeah, brand new. First time I've seen it. It was pretty awesome. And I am so excited to be back, Tasteless.
I missed you guys.
I have my cold still, so
he's a little sick today.
I'm sorry if I sneeze or cough on stream. It's likely to happen.
It's your turn. It's your turn to be sick now.
I am really excited to finally be back here, I have to say. Season 3 is looking to be the best yet. The players have improved immensely. We have a lot of non-Korean players in it. It's just excitement all around.
I think this is going to be the best season yet. We have a way more diverse crowd, and I guess today's lineup is going to be just awesome. We do start today off where we ended at Season 2 with, once again, seeing NesTea play the winner of the GSL Season 2.
That's right, and he's going to be playing someone named JYS. Don't really know a lot about him, but the metagame has changed dramatically in Terran vs. Zerg on the Korean server since that finals. Foxer has pushed forward the limits of Marine play, and there are a lot of new Marine builds out there, far better than what we saw in the finals. So this could actually be a pretty good match. I don't know a lot about JYS, so you got to kind of go with the champion over the guy you have no idea who he is.
On our information sheets, it's literally blank on JYS. He doesn't really have much of a history. I don't know what would happen if he were to beat NesTea. I think, I don't know, it would be a sign of the apocalypse or something like that, a sign of the end of the world. But you never know. It should be a pretty interesting game. It will be a Zerg versus Terran, so we will once again get a taste of NesTea, who... and I think you'd agree with me, is overall the best Zerg in the world right now.
Yeah.
Just so well-rounded. Brute Dealer, of course, very good, but NesTea's playstyle seems a little bit more stabilized.
Yeah, Fruit Dealer does some really spectacular things, and I think that's great, and he is an amazing player, no doubt. NesTea, though, man, this guy's decision-making skills are off the hook.
Oh,
amazing.
No kidding.
I love to watch this guy play, even though a lot of people are like, well, no, he's way more boring than Fruit Dealer. I don't know. For me, it's fun to watch his brain work and be like, nope, now I pull back. And it's like, oh, that was beautiful.
So remember, we've already done 2 seasons of the GSL. In our previous season, we did have another Zerg win, the Fruit Dealer, that you were just talking about. This season, we have NesTea, rather Season 2. But this season, I don't know if we're going to see Fruit Dealer or NesTea in the finals. I'm a little bit curious about that. We have way more non-Korean players than before. And we actually had many more people fly down here for the Season 2 qualifier. Not all of them making it through, but a surprising number, more than we've ever seen before.
Yeah,
get this far.
And so many coming really close within one game, even.
Yeah,
Kiwi Kaki, In Control, Huck. They all got to the finals of their group. It's too bad that they didn't make it.
Yeah, we would have had a lot more people here, but
it was a hard tournament, man. Even I didn't make it through.
We have 6 non-Koreans in the round of 64.
I believe it's 5.
Is it 5? Okay.
It's Sen, Rhett, Idra. My brain is farting out.
Sen, Rhett, Idra, Jinro,
and Hey-Pro.
Yeah.
There you go. They were on day
one.
We
thought we weren't going to get out of that one. But, yeah, it's going to be very exciting. We have tons of players. And as you can see down here, on the bottom of our screen, one random player did manage to make it into the tournament.
Crazy.
So that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
We don't obviously ban random, but you don't normally see people
it's too
to
hard,
do that
man.
in a
you
tournament.
Need to know too much.
You have to know every single matchup.
Yeah.
On all the maps. That's a lot of practice.
Oftentimes you see a lot of rushes out of random players just because it's impossible to learn the late game.
Yeah, that's what I do when I played random. I was often very aggressive early on.
But also, as you saw, only 12 Protosses, a very small amount of Protosses. But before people start, talking about balance this, balance that, let me say a lot of those Protosses were one game away. I mean, a lot of them. Huck, In Control. There was a Protoss that almost took out Fruit Dealer, an amazing match. A lot of Protosses almost made it. So
let's look at the round of 64, Group A1. We have NesTea versus JYS. OGS Vines against Sen from Taiwan. Little Boy against Juktujung. And Maka Prime against Sleep.
That is right. And it looks like OGS the win against Golden Foyu. That match is also going to be today. And then it looks like tomorrow we'll start out Rashe against Gugo Buki. And Dreamizer versus TSL Rain. Libero Prime against Next Genius, the BlizzCon champion. And we got Hope Torture, who changed his name to Rainbow. I was telling everyone, man, that was a terrible ID. Of course he's back to Rainbow. He got some sense in him. He's against Nudon, bit by bit against Hey Pro. Ooh, I'm excited for that one. Tosyad against Fruit Dealer. Ooh, that poor newcomer. And SC Foyu against Lin from We Made Fox.
Lin, of course, a famous Warcraft 3 player. Finally, when we get to the round of 64, Group B2, Liquid Ret. I'm sure many of you know him. He's This is the second time being in Korea as a pro gamer against Cyrano. I don't know if I said his name right. Cyrano, I guess. Any pro prime against the best Foul, rather. And then, let's see, Naya against Hongun Prime. And finally, we have JSL against Kirix Zenith.
Yeah, JSL Zenith, of course, took out Nada in the qualifiers.
Yeah.
He's a.k.a. Joker Game, my old StarCraft 1 pro. And then we're going to have Fake Boxer against Next Line, the Zerg player. Gumiho Foyu, that is our random player in the tournament against Monster. Hope his Zerg lives up to that. Someone named Guinea Pig, that is awesome. I used to use that ID like 10 years ago. Against I'm Junwei. And then Clyde against Lee Nok Foyu. And I'm calling it right here, folks. Clyde is taking season 3.
We better be right one of these times. He's a very good player. So that does it for the round of 64, Group C1. And, of course, we're not done talking about these groups because we've got so many games to cast. For the round of 64, Group C2, it's Max against OGS Hyperdub.
Yeah, that Max, of course, is the ex-Estro coach.
Right.
Very well-known StarCraft 1 pro gamer as well.
And we got OGS MC against Aya. July, who is, of course, July Zerg, Golden Mouse winner against Core Zenith. Alive Foul against OGS Xenio. That should be pretty cool as well.
Yep. Now, Aya, people are going to be hating on that guy. He's the one who took out Huck. Then we're going to have Slayer's Boxer against Nexon. Pult Prime, back from Season 1. He is against NSP June. Then Jinro, the champion of MLG Dallas, against Next Drug. Ooh, that's going to be a very nice match. Moon, of course, the legend himself, makes it in this season.
The fourth
with
race.
Zerg.
No, the fifth race if it's
I know,
I guess
man.
the fourth race if it's StarCraft.
I hope so. If he can take out the butterfly effect. Ooh, that guy made it in twice. Pretty
Great
cool.
player, terrible movie.
I liked the movie.
Oh, it was so bad.
Oh.
All right, we go round of 64, Group D2 against my nerd EG Hydra, my teammate he's against Nex Joya. I'm MVP against Banbans. Enyang Prime against Choya Foul. And then Destination against Czech Prime, old school Warcraft 3 player.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that does it for the groups.
Does it? Oh, yeah, you might be right there.
Yeah, so
I don't know. I just thought it was going to go on forever.
I thought we were just going to keep reading those
the
names.
faces of humanity. We just read it all night long, man. I don't know. There's a lot of players.
I felt like I was flipping through a StarCraft yearbook in there. Like, oh. So, okay, so we got a lot of games coming up here. We're doing 5 best of 3s today. Yeah. Tomorrow, we're doing 9 best of 3s. My voice box can't wait for that. Yeah. And we're going to have, of course, 3 days of 9 best of 3s. So you're going to have a lot of StarCraft action. It's going to be pretty sick.
It is. I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
It's StarCraft 2. It's what I do. It's what you do.
It's all I do. It's all I know. So in a moment here, we're going to introduce our players when our Korean commentators are ready. But, we can just cheat, actually, just talk with them now. NesTea against JYS. Now, we really don't know anything about JYS.
I really don't know anything about this guy.
Apparently, our staff doesn't either because the sheet of information that we should have on him is blank.
Yeah, in fact, his ID is JYS. I've never hit this guy in the ladder. I have no idea. So we'll just have to see. He's a Terran player, and this is, of course, going to be his first time in an important match.
Yeah, in the booth with the cameras on him and
against
the world watching.
The champion, who is also an old-school StarCraft 1 player. JYS is going to have his work cut out for him.
This could not be more lopsided, to be honest, as far as who's the favorite here.
Yeah.
When you got experience, accomplishments, and just raw talent on your side against somebody who we just don't know much about. That would be the upset of the century, though, if he does lose.
All right, our matches for today. In J-Duck, our champion NesTea against JYS. And then we're going to have OGS Vines. He is against Sen. That is going to be awesome. Little Boy against Jung. Mecha Prime against Sleep. And OGS the Wind against Golden Foyu. This is a very exciting day. Mecha Prime seems always to open the GSL, doesn't he?
He does. Well, he's got quite a reputation.
Yeah.
Mecha Prime, probably more accomplished during the beta, but still a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah. Can't wait to see his Macaraxes in action. That type of stuff is like all that's done on the Korean server right now, almost.
So, we finally talked about everything that's going on for the next few days and everything going on today. So we got a TVZ, the map lineup, which we'll get up momentarily.
Yeah. Something very interesting about the maps, by the way. You can no longer veto maps. So we are going to see a lot more diverse matches, but at the same time, we may see more upsets when players hit maps that they would always eliminate, like
Yeah,
if
like
a Zerg gets
Steps of War, yeah.
then that's going to be a very hard match for that player. So it's definitely, I think we're going to see more upsets this season than ever before.
No, I think it's going to be much tougher. If you're, I don't know, I kind of have mixed feelings about not being able to veto maps.
Yeah.
But it is going to make this season a little bit different. The landscape,
A lot
the outcome,
different maps
yeah.
we're going to be seeing, that's for sure.
Well, it's certainly more diversity. I've heard there's this map called Desert Oasis. I've never casted a game on it in my life, but I'm sure it's out there.
Don't worry, they removed it from the pool.
I know.
Shakuras and Jungle Basin will take its place.
I know.
Not that Jungle Basin is any better.
Not that it's well. It's one of those maps that's pretty hard to play on, but it's kind of funny to see with these new maps coming in here. It is forcing the play style around here, but it does make a big impact on the game when you can't eliminate a map, because while this game is very close to being perfectly balanced, if you're on a certain map that has a certain type of geography,
while
that
the
doesn't favor
game
your race,
has very good balance right now. There may be some discrepancies, we'll see, but the maps don't. The maps aren't even meant to have perfect balance.
Right.
I mean,
just encourages different play style.
Exactly.
All right, we're going to take a look at our players momentarily here. That was NesTea. Oh no, that's just a Hydralisk. There he is.
He is the
NesTea.
Overmind. Look how little Hydralisk is next to him.
I know.
Season 2 champion. He is a second lieutenant.
That's kind of weird. I would think he'd be like a first lieutenant.
I know.
He
You
won
think he'd be the
GSL.
general or something.
These ranks will continue to confuse me.
Forever.
He is a real deadly Zerg player. This guy did not lose a single game in GSL Season 2 until he got to the finals.
That's right. And then it was one of the closest matches of all time. So pretty epic, no doubt about it.
So obviously, if you guys have followed anything from the GSL, you know who this guy is. He doesn't need much of an introduction. He is debatably the best player in the world right now.
Yep.
And he's certainly one of the richest. Him and Fruit Dealer.
I know, man. They are just like laying on piles of money.
That's right.
All right, and
there's a shot of our Terran player. I like what we've done with these action figures here.
Yeah.
This guy, we don't know much about. JSY. He is a player who you never know what to expect from somebody like this, because there are always upsets in these events. I don't think we're going to see one here, but you never know.
Mm-hmm.
I've casted so many upsets in my life. I no longer say that there's no chance for this guy to beat him, but he's definitely not the favorite. But at the same time, you know what? He doesn't have a lot to lose in a situation like this.
Oh,
He's not
absolutely.
expected to win, so he shouldn't feel that nervous.
That's right. That's right. Now, if he was a big name coming in with some no stage experience,
right?
That, on the other hand, would be a very stressful match for him.
Yeah.
But again, this guy, no one really knows who he is. No one's expecting him to win, so that should be able to let him play calmly, because everyone's expecting just like, okay, 2-0, see ya.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming, JYS. Sorry you get that bracket. But you don't know. That can kind of work in his favor.
Yeah.
Hopefully, NesTea has not underestimated him.
Right. I'm sure he's been partying for the past few days, taking it easy, not playing StarCraft 2. I know he said he was going to do that when we talked to him backstage, but now he's got to get back into training mode and make sure those gears haven't gotten too rusty. Here are the maps. First map, Shakuras Plateau. The second map, Delta Quadrant. The third map, Zelnaga Caverns.
Good pool for this matchup. I like it.
Yeah.
Delta Quadrant's a map that a lot of Zergs like to thumbs down, but of course you can't do that anymore.
Can't do that,
so,
no.
we will be seeing some interesting matchups on maps that we don't normally see it. So that's actually going to add a lot of excitement to the viewers and to us tasteless, even though I'm sure the players are like, oh, gum.
Well, it's one of those things where the more variety we have on the maps, the more interesting different games we have. So while it might be frustrating for the players, it is better for everybody who's at home watching, and better if you're trying to learn how to play the game. You'll see why some races struggle on some maps and other races don't struggle.
Yeah.
On certain maps. Both the players have confirmed that they're ready, so I am ready. Artosis is ready.
Oh, I am.
We're waiting for the
more
Korean
than ready,
commentators.
I am really excited about this.
I can't wait. I haven't commentated in a long time.
I know.
I missed it. It kind of felt weird.
It's been a while.
I've actually had some dreams where I'm commentating games.
Wow.
It's actually
dying to get back into it.
I've been commentating so much that I actually commentate in my sleep.
Wow.
And sometimes when I'm commentating the game and I'm observing, I'm like, somebody changed the settings on this. And I'm like, man, who changed the settings on this computer? I'm trying to commentate a game. So because I've been having dreams, not nightmares, but dreams where that's been happening, I had to check and make sure everything was okay, coming here to Season 3 to check all my settings.
Wow.
So, true story. So, in a minute, we're going to get this going. The champion of GSL Season 2, probably the best Zerg in the world. In my opinion, the best Zerg in the world.
It definitely could be. He's up there, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, against JYS. Let's get ready. And it looks like Artosis' computer loads last.
Yeah,
That's
going
yours.
really
What are you
slow.
doing?
Well,
whoa, it is loading really
I was
slow.
at some questionable sites earlier. So.
Okay, for some reason the hit point boxes are turned on here, so apparently I missed that. Over here, in the red, excuse me, I will turn up the hit point boxes in a minute. He is.
I am NesTea.
That's right, the champion down here, the underdog from, well, we don't know where he's from. He's kind of an unknown, but he is certainly, going to have a chance to be famous here.
JYS.
Right now, if you will excuse me for one moment, I need to turn off. See here, the hit point boxes, they are normal. Oops.
There you go.
There we go.
That
All right,
looks a lot
sorry about
better.
that, guys. I was
Thanks,
checking the mouse
Jesus.
settings. Now I'm going to have starting nightmares where the hit point boxes are on during the game. All right, so the map is Shakros Plateau. They are in cross positions.
Now, you're always pretty far away on this map. You can't spawn vertically. So NesTea's going to know that. He's going to send his overlords in such a pattern. That takes that into consideration. Now, the interesting thing is going to be what this Terran does. There's been a huge metagame shift on the Korean server where there are a lot of 2 barracks plays, but they are way better than the builds you guys have seen from Foxer. A lot of people have been asking me about these. I'll let you know if this guy looks like he's going to do one, but no, he's going to go ahead and grab that gas.
Going for the gas play early on. Very interesting.
Yeah, absolutely, and he's not even walling in at this point.
Yeah.
So I'm interested with exactly what he's going to go for. And NesTea looks like he wants to hatch first. He's like, you know what, forget the metagame, forget these rushes that, are so deadly against hatchery first. I'm going to do hatch first.
Now, remember, guys, this is NesTea, basically the world champion right now. A lot of high expectations for him in this game. He's not a guy who's known to choke very easily. So this is going to be very difficult for JYS. If JYS could even put up a good fight, I would be very impressed.
Yeah. If these turn out to be good games, I'm going to be ecstatic. And I'm actually already ecstatic, and I'm getting chills. I don't know if it's from my fever or my excitement tasteless, but both are high.
Yeah. It's now Artosis' turn to be the sick one here.
That's right.
I made him.
You hogged all the sick plate.
I know.
In
the
last
finals.
season.
That's right. In the finals of season 1, I made him some chicken soup, but he's a vegetarian, so it didn't do much help.
Primo mushroom juice ale. All right. So he's going to throw down this factory.
So he's teching pretty quickly. And I'm curious to see exactly where this game is going to bring us here. Oh, by the way, second gas down here.
Yeah. Now, the second gas, that kind of points towards some things. I'm feeling that we're going to see some Banshee play. But it's so far away from his opponent's base. Normally Banshee play you'll see in a little bit closer positions, especially if they're close by air. But JYS most likely just has a strategy. He's coming in here. He's going to try to execute it. That's a really good way for these kind of newer players to play. They're just like, all right, I'm just going to do this. I hope it works. And just focus on that as opposed to trying to react. Because making decisions under pressure it's hard, Tastes. And that's why I think that NesTea is such a great player.
Well, one thing about NesTea is he has this kind of passive style of playing where he seems to just be willing to let his opponent act first, and then when he does, he just smashes that and recovers and gets ahead.
Yeah, a cleared Banshee build, 2 port.
Yeah.
Now, will he go for which Banshee build is what I'm wondering here.
Cloak?
I don't think we're going to see Cloak.
I don't think so.
Normally when you do go to Starport, you don't see Cloak. But what I have seen lately some are these absolutely insane 8 Banshees off 1 base builds because you just don't expect that many. He may expect a few Banshees, make a few Queens, try to tech to Muta, but when you're flying with 8 Banshees, you need a silly amount of Queens, Tasteless.
Oh, no kidding. Well, this might be the better way to play against NesTea, to have one big surprise attack that you're
Yeah.
banking on, rather than trying to beat him in a macro-style game. In other words, an economics game.
That's right. Now, I think he's going to harass with initial Banshees, but will he try to create just a silly amount? And by silly, I mean you're basically all in with him. If they stop the Banshees, you basically have no economy. You just have a bunch of Banshees. So we'll have to see that.
As you can see here, we got a little bit of harassment here with this Hellion. Now, normally you wouldn't see a player harass this much with a Hellion against the Queen, but he wants to soften that Queen up because that'll be just a few less shots on that Banshee.
And right now in the production tab, we do see that 2 queens are being made, so he's going to go up to 4 queens quite quickly here. He realizes that this is Banshee that's coming. And of course, 4 queens will handle 2 Banshees, no problem.
As you can see, the Banshees are on the move now.
That's right, he's going to have to see if he can do any damage. My thought is, maybe not. But actually, if he targets this hurt queen, that's the one with all the energy.
Here we go.
Yeah, and there goes the
Transfusion, very nice.
And he's going to want to not lose a Banshee. It's very important not to lose any Banshees. Really get out of there.
He
And
does.
it looks like he does, in fact.
Nice save. Command center on the way over here.
That's right. So he's going to have basically no other units with that. Walls in just in the nick of time against those Zerglings. But there are Banshees around to help him out.
Now, note, NesTea has now spotted 2 additional Banshees that are going to regroup with these 2 Banshees over here. So he has to be thinking, okay, I know what's going on.
Okay, so he is not going to make the silly Banshee attack, but he is, in fact, I like this a lot, making another command center.
He's going to double Expo.
Yeah, these Banshees are going to keep any attacks from coming, any non-Mutalisk attacks. So if he just counters Mutalisk very hard from here, he's going to be feeling pretty good. You know, these Banshees will keep everything else safe. Double Expo, he's going to have a really great economy shortly.
Now, one thing to note is that, as you can see, the Zerg player is actually overreacting. NesTea, he's getting Spore Crawlers, which is exactly what the Terran wants.
Yeah, you see, NesTea realizes that there is this possibility when someone goes 2-port Banshee that they just way overmake him. He's scared of it, he's getting ready, he's getting that detection up as well, just in case of Cloak. So the 4 Banshees, they have kind of done their job, even though they didn't kill a lot. He should still be feeling pretty good about all the spores he forced, all the queens he forced, the later tech. And, you know, we do have NesTea going for Aspire. That's exactly the tech he wants to go for here on this big map. So
Also expanding down here as well. So he will be even on expansions with the Terran.
And we see something cool here.
Oh my god.
It's a conglomerate of queens. And a ton of creep tumors. He's going to push that creep like a crazy man.
Damn, look at that. That's actually pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So he's going to have serious map control of that creep. That's going to make it very difficult for the Terran. The Terran might not want to push out until he has Ravens. So he can actually shoot down the creep tumors, which you can only spot because they're underground. You need a Raven.
And I really do like this play. See that? Yeah, he's got those 4 Banshees. And right there, you see he's making a Thor. So he realized, okay, Mutas are going to be the problem here. The Banshees are going to cover my ground. And, ooh, he's even upgrading missile turrets. So
Yeah, take a look at that. That's very interesting. Actually, I got to hand it to our Terran player.
yeah, this is a really cool build.
I did not expect him to be this good. JYS is really impressing me.
Yeah, he's even getting the planetary there, just in case.
Right down here.
And, you know, NesTea, the Muta's coming in, but NesTea, as I was saying, you know, he's getting that plus carapace, he's getting the Baneling speed, he's getting the Roach speed. He's basically, you know, just going for a kind of economy game, upgrading everything he possibly can. Laying a lot of creep tumors as well.
Yeah, no kidding. Take a look at this, guys. I mean, this guy's all over the map with creep tumors. Really impressive.
Now, the only thing about this build that JYS is doing, oh, look at that, another expansion. See, this is the decision-making I was talking about. I was just going to say the only bad thing about this Terran build is he can't really attack. He's just going to have to chill. So NesTea knows this. He's taking 2 additional bases, staying up in bases. I don't even know if he knows about this, the extra base for NesTea. I don't believe he does. So, I mean, not for NesTea, but for our Terran player. He does not know, in fact, at all about the base.
No, he does not. Yeah, let's take a look. Completely in the dark.
Yeah. But
At the smiley face base.
he does realize, you know, there were Banshees made, there were some Vikings made. This guy's going to have nothing on the ground to kill me with. I can expand a lot. And still, no idea. Trying to probe with those mutas. Thor's catching them, though.
Mutas are pretty badly, or one is pretty badly winged. He's going to go over here. Now, if he gets chased out in the wrong direction, he's going to spot this expansion. Let's see if he actually finds it.
Oh, man. Muta's getting absolutely pounded.
Now, does he actually, he spots this extract, or rather refinery.
Taking out that Viking. Realizing Muta's maybe not the tech choice, the perfect tech choice right now. So he is switching over, going for a lot of roaches. Getting his upgrades going quite a bit as well.
Terran spots that. Now, I think NesTea at this moment in time is going to be a little bit panicked. He's going to say, wait a minute, he has another base. This messes up everything. You can lose the game very easily. I remember E.G. Hydra, if you remember in Season 1, he actually had the Protoss owned, but just didn't check hidden base.
Yeah.
And now that NesTea's spotted, he's going to have to react quite quickly.
Yeah, you know, luckily he did find it much quicker than he could have, so that's a good thing. But, you know, NesTea, he's got 4 base against 3 base, so it's pretty standard. They're pretty even there. I do like his tech switch, and he has started the hive, as we see on that production tab. So, yeah, I think he's going to go right into Ultra from the Roach.
Now take a look here. He's taking out this destructible rocks. There is a sensor tower here, so he's going to get up and get ready. He's going to put some depots here. This is pretty smart. Let's see if he can hold it, though.
That's right. He's trying to get in there. No way he's going to take that. In fact, Siege Tank's coming up. This guy has some great defense so far.
I'm really impressed with this Terran. Now we actually know about JYS. His builds are quite good.
Yeah, and look at this, coming right over to counterattack. He's got these Banshees, and that's the problem with Roach. You don't have anything to deal with these Banshees, especially when you have some Marines there to hold off any mutas there are. This is a little bit scary for NesTea, I have to admit.
I don't know what the hell these SCVs are doing here.
Yeah, that's... I can't explain that one, Tasteless.
I think... No, he's not maxed out. But meanwhile, we have another attack over here.
That's right. He's going to attack the front base. He realizes that out of position is the army of JYS.
Oh, this could be really bad. He's going to go in here. He's taking on the command center. He's moving up the ramp. If he can get up into this location with the production facilities. But there might be too many Thors here.
Oh, man. Thors, Siege Tanks, Banshees, all enemies of the Roach.
Takes out all those Roaches. More Roaches retreat. This command center is lifted. Meanwhile, this expansion does stay alive with these spore crawlers here.
And look at that, 11 kills on that spine crawler.
God.
So, yeah, those SCVs, quite a mistake there.
He does have Infestors out. Infestors quite strong against globs of the Terran army when they get bunched up, just like they are right now.
Now, I really do like what NesTea is doing. Look at this. He's going to try to hold him back. He's got a lot of Infestors to try to hold back. But at the same time, right over here in the natural, you can't see it because he's covering it with Overlords. But he is going for a Greater Spire.
Oh, very interesting. I did not actually see it.
You know, the higher your graphics are, the harder it is to see stuff under Overlords. So,
hold a thought, though. We got an expansion. Will be taken out. That's one victory there. Quite a big one, actually, there for JYS.
That's right. That was actually a great move. But NesTea, he is expanding all over the map. If you take a look at that mini-map, just throwing up hatcheries everywhere. But still, you know, he is maxed out. Not any open supply for Broodlords, though, really. And that's kind of a little mistake. He's going to want to suicide a few units off so that he can actually make the Broodlords, which is great against this army composition. And look at this, attack in the front there. Going to take out that command center.
Nice hit and run there. Shouldn't have been making the command center out there.
Oh, this is a nice attack right here. Oh. Look at that bungling stuff so it can't get away. And where is the rest of your army, JYS? Oh no, he is losing so many units right here. And that was a great attack by NesTea, even though he loses all of those units. He has cleared out enough supply that he can start making Broodlords.
Yeah.
And, you know, that is exactly what he is going to do.
Yeah, you know, if you're kind of new to StarCraft, you might have seen that and thought, oh, well, didn't the Terran win that? Well, actually, the Zerg couldn't even make any more units. He had so much stuff. So he just used that to try to take out or make some room for the stronger units that he has. Meanwhile, NesTea's expansion is getting hit pretty hard up here in the north.
That's right. He's going to want to make a pretty big Broodlord army against what we see here from JYS. You know, he's mostly mech units. Has some Marauders mixed in as well. Only Vikings are truly good against Broods with Terran, so.
He's going to go for this expansion up here. He's doing a pretty good job thus far. And if he gets this expansion, this could be pretty tough for the Zerg. The Zerg is going to have to tech up pretty fast and get something else like Broodlords to deal with this.
That's right. You know, he does have that Greater Spire. He does have...
Broodlords.
Yeah, there they are. They are waiting. And, you know, I love what NesTea's done so far. If we take a look at the unit counting station, he's got 90 drones, though. That's quite a few. It's going to make his maxed army a lot smaller, a lot weaker. But it's also, of course, going to bank him a lot of money to replace it.
Now, Terran's got this expansion over here. He's going to make that into a planetary fortress. He has to hang on to that. That's critical. He will not win this game. But here come the Broodlords.
This is actually beautiful. Look at this. He's going to try to soften up whatever he can with the Broodlords, with the rest of his army. And you know what he's going to do, Tasteless? He's forcing all these Vikings that you see there. But this is the brilliance of NesTea. He is going to instantly... Nice move there. But he's going to instantly switch his tech over to Ultralisks once he loses these Broodlords.
Yeah, you're right.
And against the Viking-heavy army of JYS, it's going to be beautiful.
This is just too smart. Meanwhile, Terran's going to be making more and more Vikings because of the fungal growth on these Vikings currently, which barely survived that.
And, well, you know, this Terran player, he's doing some pretty cool builds and all, and he's got that 4th base up.
Right.
Which is now more like a 3rd because his main is mined out. But it's the tech switch which is going to be deadly. If he can deal with the tech switch right, he'll be in a great position.
This is what we see from very high-level players is controlling your opponent's tech, forcing them to go down a path where okay, he makes this, I have to make that, well, then I respond with this and that, and ultimately you end up at checkmate as far as the unit composition goes. And that's what we might see from the Terran player. The problem, though, right now for NesTea is he isn't able to utilize the space really over here. He's just getting some Vespene gas from it. If Terran can hang on, he can take the upper right side of the map and ultimately win in a kind of economy war, I guess you could say.
Yeah. If you can go half map against Zerg, you can be in a pretty good position. You just have to be very careful about your tech choices. And here we go. He's going to go ahead and engage here. He's forced a ton of Vikings, as you see. And it looks like the Vikings are going to be able to clean up those Broodlords quite easily, despite the fungals. But the Roaches, they're doing a great job. The Siege tanks are hurting the Thors more than helping them. But it looks like there's just Roaches left here. The Vikings gonna land after cleaning up those Broods. The Roaches, they have done a great job.
No kidding.
And this is gonna clear the way for Ultralisks. In fact, let's take a look at the production tab. 10 Ultras being made.
There it is.
Plus 3 melee attack. 50 Zerglings being made.
This is going to be so bad.
This is a massive tech switch. This is the way you want to play ZVT. This is just, it's beautiful. NesTea, an amazing Zerg player, one anyone can learn from.
You know what's funny is NesTea was actually at such a disadvantage when the Terran got the double expansion up. Making some Banelings here as well, by the way.
Yeah. You got to be careful about any Marines that might join in that army.
Yeah, no kidding.
Ultras don't get that attack bonus against them. So JYS at this point, well, he's stopped making Vikings, so he's kind of aware of what's going on here.
JYS is doing a really impressive job.
Yeah, and
hanging on here.
Look at that landing. I think he's going to make it into a planetary. He might just start making defensive planetaries. That is such a cool move. I am so happy, Tasteless. I am happy. It is the GSL. We are back. We're seeing NesTea do sick tech switches. And here he goes, running right in there. But there are just so many Ultras.
Oh my god. The carnage.
The carnage, Tasteless.
He's actually going to bring him all the way back into main. That might be GG. I think he's going to be able to actually go up to where the barracks and factories are.
Yeah, it's Ultras against Thors. It goes really well for Ultras, as you see, just plowing right through there. And this tech switch was just too much for JOS to handle, but I have to admit, man, he played a great game here.
It was an amazing game. Much better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah,
much better than I expected.
Right now, just killing the production facilities. That is one way to kill Terran. They need those production facilities up. He's not going to be able to do anything against this.
As you can see everywhere, things are being destroyed. That is going to definitely be GG, as NesTea has the vast majority of the map and can replenish his army like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Just killing everything in there. I think our Terran player is just composing himself. There we go. GG. NesTea shows us how it's done. Beautiful tech switch there, but JYS, don't underestimate this guy, NesTea, because
no
he
kidding.
showed a lot of skill in this match.
I'm curious to see how he would have played if he wasn't against NesTea, because you could see he's actually pretty good.
He's definitely a solid Terran player. I mean, he did nothing in the least bit cheesy. He made the Banshees to force a big reaction against air, switched it over into kind of a mechish double expand. I liked it. It was
pretty good.
Totally cool. The only problem is, of course, when you are kind of heavy on mech, people are like, well, Broodlords, and then they just kind of...
You could tech them so quickly because he did like a tech attack and then double expand. That just allows for somebody to do something like Broodlords.
Yeah.
I have to change some settings on this computer, so please continue to talk about this game.
I would absolutely
love
to.
fix a few things up over here.
Some of the more intricate pieces of that match that we just saw. Our Terran player, he didn't have barracks units. This kind of against barracks units, you're going to want to stay, more Banelings, more Zerglings, more Mutalisks. But NesTea, he saw this. When you see factory units, you can just make the Broodlords because the tanks kind of have to be on siege against them. They own Thors, even though Thors have really good range. They do better against light units that stack up a lot together. So it's beautiful. And the best part of the entire thing, not only the tech switch, but he was sitting there with his Broodlords and waited to attack. What he was doing was waiting for a lot of money, pumping up his larva so that he could instantly remax his army with Ultralisk Zergling. And that's what happened, man.
It's quite similar
awesome.
to StarCraft 1 in Protoss versus Zerg. So similar setup with the Zerg. You just get enough of the map. Actually, we're going to start, so I'll bring that up in just a minute. But it was a very impressive game. Let's get ready for game number 2.